sisters singing sweet harmony. Now two are here, still planting good seed. Jackie and Gail, yeah, they're walking in light, sharing their stories, keeping hearts bright, talking about life and faith and real love, sending out hope from the one above. When they speak, you can feel what's true, 'cause they've lived it all, and they'll walk with you. Jackie and Gail, just love, just real. Two voices of grace that help you heal.
Welcome back to Raw, Restoring Awesome Warriors. I'm Jackie H., your host, and we're glad to have you back today. I don't have my co-host here yet. She'll be coming on soon, but we want to welcome you to another episode of Raw. And today, we're going to have something special that we're going to be addressing and talking about. And it's part of life, but it's part of life that sometimes we get lost in and not prepared for. So today, we're going to be talking about making arrangements in life. At the end of our life, most people don't like to talk about this subject, but we have to start educating ourselves and getting prepared for funerals and different things, writing out wills. Um, just part of life that a lot of people just don't like to talk about, but it's necessary. And today I have a special guest with me, and I'm so honored to have uh, the Distinguished Memorial Chapel owner, one of the um, city finest funeral homes that we have in the city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we're talking with Miss Justine Johnson. And I want to thank you for coming by to help me to spread the word and educate um, our community on such a topic that a lot of people don't want to address. How you doing today?
I am well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you very much. So, if I can start off, so much I don't know about you, but then the part that I do know about you is the singing. We have a songbird here that can sing and will sing, and that's where I know you from, is from the quartet world that we be in. But can you tell me, how did you get started in this business of what you do now?
Yes, very funny story. My grandmother pastored me for 31 years of my life, and we grew up in a very strict and holiness background. And she would always say, Jesus is coming soon at the end of every message. Jesus is coming soon. And I was in school at that time to be a lawyer. And I said to myself one day, well, if Jesus is about to come, why should I waste all this time in law? I'm, I'm
Eh,
not going to be able to practice.
Wow.
And,
Okay.
and so she had a friend. His name was Mr. George E. Ray. He owned Ray Funeral Home. And she said to me, I think I want you to go down and help Mr. Ray because I was doing cosmetology. I was doing hair at that time as well.
Okay.
And I started working with Mr. Ray. And from there, I grew my love and my passion for funeral service.
No fear in it. Like, saw the bodies. I mean, to be in you was in the funeral home.
Well, of course, there's that first onset of fear.
Okay.
But as you grow into the business, you become comfortable and you treat them as if they're alive. So
Oh,
every person that we take into our care, to us, they're still alive. We have a responsibility not to just them or not to just their families that are left here, but to them as well. So
okay.
we build a relationship, and I know that sounds a little spooky,
No, that
but the
sounds
time
awesome.
that we have them in our care, we build a relationship with them because they help us to present the best possible part of them to you.
That is awesome. Never heard it put that way, but that's awesome. Um. Okay. So you're going to school us and educate us
Okay.
on this part. So there's a lot of people who, unfortunately, someone passed away. They don't have insurance. They're not able to even cover the funeral. They don't even know what the process is of anything. And as I was looking at your website, is everything there that could educate us on. So I just need you to talk to me. What would be the first thing that you tell people that they need to do? Is it the insurance part, or where you start with in our community that have no clue to some of this stuff?
The first thing that I would like us to begin to do is have a conversation with our family members and those persons that we would like to handle our aftercare once we pass away. And that way you can tell them exactly what it is you want. And once you have that all laid out, the next thing I would encourage us to do is to find out how much it would cost at today's prices in order to do so in the event you pass. So there's no need to wait until somebody, I know we like to wait because death is not something we like to talk about, but the Bible does tell us that a man that is born of a woman is of a few days.
Yes, ma'am.
It's going to be full of trouble, but you have a few days. And a lot of times in our community, we're trying to decide whether we pay for the basic necessities of life and or pay for insurance. And sometimes insurance is the last thing that we have on our mind because we have to cover food, rent,
Right.
utilities,
Right.
things like that.
Mhm.
But the first place we should definitely start is having a conversation. So that way we can, a family member or the person that you want to handle your arrangements can know exactly what it is that you want.
Okay. So speaking on that, having the conversation, do you need to put it in writing? Because I've seen arguments, I've seen people fall out because mama told me what to do, but I don't have nothing to show.
So once you have that conversation,
Mhm.
everybody should have at least a holographic will. And that is a handwritten will with two witnesses that have been notarized to
Okay.
say that you are in sound mind and that you understand exactly what you're doing. That will lay out everything that you want,
Mhm.
who you want. It's called an executor or an executrix
Okay.
of the estate to handle the affairs. The person that you select should be very mature, able to follow what you are asking
Mhm.
to the T,
Okay.
because families do fall out. They do have disagreements. Everybody has that last few moments where they feel like they want to do the best for their loved one.
Mhm.
And sometimes that is not articulated as well as they would like, which causes us to be at odds. Not to mention, a lot of us are already at odds. So,
To start off, right?
right, when we come to the table, that's another reason for us to argue, fuss, and fight. But once you have that conversation, once you put a holographic will together, bring those. If you have multiple children, I
Mhm.
would bring all of my children together and say, this is what I want. This is who I've chosen to administer my affairs.
Okay.
And this is how we will move forward in making sure that it is paid for.
Great. I saw on the website uh, pre-planning. So can you tell me what is that? Is that people pay ahead of time on stuff? Like what?
So their pre-planning is it comes in several different layers. You can actually go to the funeral home of your choice now and go through the steps of planning your funeral. Say, this is what I would like to be buried in. This is my favorite color. I would like to be cremated, or I would like to be interred, meaning I would like an earth burial. I would like to be entombed, meaning I would like to go into a mausoleum. You can go lay all of that out. Now, if you prepay, that guarantees the rate of today. So,
So wait a minute, you can prepay?
yes, you can prepay. Now, I
Wow.
don't ever suggest that a family prepay to a funeral service
Okay.
provider. In the event that provider goes out of business,
I'll give it that. Okay.
anything can happen. What I suggest is that you get what is called the statement of goods and services from your funeral service provider. It'll outline everything that you've selected for a burial.
Mhm.
And then you can either take that to your local bank and do an irrevocable funeral burial account, meaning nobody can touch that account until you pass away, or you can buy into an insurance policy based on the price that you have.
So that guarantees the price, but then you need to be aware that if the funeral, home go out of business, then you just lost.
No, no, no. So you're
Yes.
not going to prepay the funeral home. You're going to go to your local bank. So say you bank with PNC. I'll take that statement of goods and service to my local
Okay.
bank,
So you make sure you take to the bank.
take it to the
Okay.
bank,
Okay.
and I will then open what's called an irrevocable
Gotcha.
burial account.
Okay.
And if you don't have insurance, you can, based on the number
Mhm.
that is for your agreement with the funeral home, you can start placing that money in your irrevocable funeral account until you get to that number. And then nobody can touch
Touch
that
that.
until you
Until
pass
you pass
away.
Okay. This is another thing that I've seen arguments over. A lot of people don't know that everything is itemized, that cost. So if you want 3 cars, it's a cost. It's everything that gets done is hey. Is that something that how do you explain that to people or they don't know? So when you start asking you want this car, how many and you don't know that it's 350 for per car and the price keep going up as everything you keep adding. Is that a conversation that they need to because that's something I didn't know until my dad, until I saw the thing that actually was item that everything was item. Didn't know. How we educate to say, okay, you might want all that stuff, but even caskets is different prices.
Yes.
You want somebody to be buried in pink and all this, but it's a cost.
Yeah.
So is that a discussion that needs to happen, or because some people just don't know?
So a good funeral service provider, when you go to sit down with them to make arrangements, pre-arrangements, will take you or guide you. They should be able to guide you through what it is that you're requesting. And then you can say to them, hey, I have a budget of $10,000. Can you show me exactly what I can do in that price range for what it is that I want? Because most funeral homes, which families don't know, is that we don't own a floral company. So although you see it on the
Yeah,
bill,
yeah.
it's not our cost.
Listen,
That's something that we pass along that we have to pay to these vendors. Most funeral homes don't own their limousines or hearses. We rent them from
wow.
other providers. So when you see that on a bill,
That's
that's a cost that we're passing along from that vendor.
okay.
Caskets, we have to use a vendor in order to provide that service for a family. So a lot of times when you see that bill and it might say 12, $13,000,
Mhm.
you have to remember they're paying for your cemetery.
Mhm.
That's a cost.
That's
You have to remember flowers is a cost, death certificates. We pay for everything
everything.
that a family is requesting. So when you meet with a provider, you can say to them, I only want to spend this amount of money. Can you help walk me through or guide me through and show me what I can expect or what I can choose from that will keep me in this
Mhm.
range?
Okay. So do your place could they do the service where you are, or do they have to get a church or something? Do you have
We have a facility and where you can do your actual services
okay,
if you choose to have a traditional burial,
okay,
or we can go to the church or the masjid, wherever you're having your
where you
services of your choice.
okay.
A lot of times I see that families are mixed in religions, so they would like to have it at a funeral home or somewhere that's neutral for all parties that are involved. Your funeral service provider, those are some of the questions they say, ask you.
Mhm.
Where would you like to have the services? What's the background of the family? Of course, Muslims don't want to go
Yeah,
into a
right,
church.
right, right.
There's a lot of different dynamics. They can make suggestions based on it. What type of service would you like to have? Are you having a Christian service? Is it a non-traditional? Because a lot of families nowadays, especially the younger generation, they'll say, I'm religious, but I don't want all that speaking in tongues and shouting.
Yeah,
So now I have
yeah.
to look at my Rolodex and say, what preacher is going to give them what they want?
So you even offer that service of getting the preaching to
Of
everybody. So
course,
you're full service.
full service
Wow.
funeral home. We if it's a Muslim, we'll find the right imam
Right.
to assist the family. Our job as practitioners is to make it as easy as possible on a family who is grieving, who's already going through something,
Okay.
who's probably dealing with every dynamic and it's coming to them all at once. So our job is to take that weight off of you and you just say, this is what I want and this is what we know we have to do.
So just to let you know, the breakdown is sometimes before you get to the funeral home.
Yes.
Because if they offering all this service, so most of the time, like you said earlier, we don't fill out before before we even get there. So these are pre-event things that you can do ahead of time by knowing now. Prepare. It been a time back in our day we look for making decisions because somebody is get 65, 70, 80. Look, okay, well today we have we burying children, we're burying uh, infants. It's no age limit right now, so you don't have to wait until yeah. Well, my dad had 6 children, and all of us had insurance on us at the age. I was kind of worried why what he was thinking, but I understood it because I think at that time we probably just paid $5 for each person. It was the price of why he did it, but covering yourself. Another thing I want to ask you. I'm a vet, I'm a VA, a veteran. A lot of the vets that I know of, they didn't know how to order the flag. They didn't even know you can get it. And I seen on your website again that you take care of all of that. So you eliminate. I think educating because one of my uncles, they didn't know where to go to even get this, but you're full service. So I'm recommending. I'm saying, is that something that you'll call or you'll just tell the person what to do, or is it something that you go ahead and do yourself as the funeral?
No, we do it ourselves. Once we
Wow.
bring a family in to make those arrangements, we ask certain questions.
Yeah.
Is the person a veteran? And if they tell us yes, we ask what branch of service they were in. Once we know the branch of service, it is our responsibility to make sure there's a flag present, to make sure that they receive their honorable statement from the whichever president is president at the time,
Okay.
to make sure if the veteran is being interred in a cemetery that we arrange that they receive their full honors, their tab.
Mhm.
All of those things is the job of your funeral practitioner. Even if the family doesn't have a DD 214, the funeral home has a hotline that we can contact where we can get the DD 214 or DD 214, as the veterans would say, in order to make sure that you receive your full benefits. In addition, there's paperwork after the funeral that a veteran family needs to fill out to see if there's any additional benefits that they qualify for. And normally we fill out that paperwork and just have the family sign it and put it in the mail and then have the family wait for everything.
So Greyhound had a statement: get on and just leave the driving
To
to
us,
us.
yes.
So there is no excuse for not knowing because everything is taken care of. They taking the burden off of you. They taking everything that possibly that you probably can't think of, uh, and they service the whole family. What I want you to do is go. I just had the website uh, up. Is Distinguished Memorial Chapel Incorporated and Justine Johnson. And I have seen their work. I'm not just saying something. Uh, I've seen the courteous, I've seen the politeness, I've seen the care, I've seen, well, only been to a Christian one, so I haven't been to another one, but just the operation of your company. Kudos.
Thank you.
Is I will rep, present it to anyone or recommend it to anyone. Um, so, is there anything else that you can tell me that I haven't addressed that you find that most family go through, or something that we need to know? You as the boss, you as the owner, some things we just don't think of. People going through grieving, they really don't think of. And I'm telling you, from the first time I went through it, I didn't even. it was no clue. I wouldn't know because I'd never been through it. Been to a lot of funerals, but just never knew what was on the other side. You had to do it yourself.
Right. There are a lot of different layers to planning a funeral. Again, the first thing I would say is have a conversation with those family members and tell them exactly what you want. Spill it out.
Mhm.
Then I would say, whoever you would like to service you, go sit down and have a conversation with that funeral home. You can always call me. I don't have to service your family, but I would like for us to have our business in order because I don't like seeing families fall apart at this stage. We need each other,
Yes,
especially when we're grieving. We
yes,
need each other.
right.
So you can call and say, hey, can you come to the house? I have 5 people. Sit down and talk to us. Help us write a holographical will. I'm a notary. I'll sit there, help you write it. I'll get your witnesses together. I'll notarize it for you. Make copies for you. You put one in a safe place, give one to the person that you want to administer your affairs, and then you know you're moving in the right direction. Another important piece is vital statistics, meaning all the information of a person's life that needs to be put on a death certificate. You'll be surprised how many people don't know grandmom's maiden name, how many people don't know their dad's real name. Well, they called them Uncle Junebug. Okay, well, what
Had
was Uncle
nothing else.
John? What was Uncle Junebug's real name? I got to call. Well, that person passed away. They go to looking through their phone trying to call people just to realize the person that has the information is gone.
Wow.
So there's a lot of information that you would need in order to move. I won't say quickly, but to move successfully and it to be an easy transition through the family. And
Mhm.
we'll stand in the gap and say, hey, we'll do it with you, we'll do it for you. And you don't have to choose us. We just want you to do it and it be as less strenuous as possible.
Yes. Okay.
We have insurance agents on our team that can say, well, maybe an insurance policy isn't right for you. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes you have family members who have pre existing conditions.
Yes.
And to purchase a policy would be way more than what they can afford.
Yes.
So maybe that's not right. But here's an alternative because we at least need $5,000 put to the side. That's
At least.
at least that's bare
Yeah.
minimum.
Okay.
But you at least need a starting point.
Okay.
So a policy is not right. Okay, so let me show you where you need to go in order to open up an account, who you need to have on that
Mhm.
account. So if you do pass away, they don't have any problems retrieving those funds to pay for your service.
Yeah.
So I'm always available.
Okay. And I got your website up. You can go to the website. Uh, um, there's a lot of information. I just went through it and looked at it, and it's like, okay, there is no excuse.
There is no
There is no
excuse.
excuse. So those of you who always have to do, I'm not knocking it, have to do a GoFundMe and impression everybody else. Uh, Let me tell you how I knew that people didn't have it. I didn't know. I was wondering why they holding out a body for 3 weeks and a month. I thought they was trying to gather people in from coming over to find out they was trying to raise money to just bury the person.
Right.
And I was like, wow. So that's the reason I'm having this conversation.
Yes.
Just try to educate people. Okay, there's a plan. Just like you plan for anything else, there's a plan. I didn't know we had to bring things to the funeral. I'm telling you, down to the minimum of. I didn't know they do the hair. It was a lot that I've learned from my father passing. So if I can pass it on and have someone to come educate, because this eliminates arguments and falling out for the rest of your life over a funeral. She just said the bare minimum that you have to have is at least $5,000. If that's the bare minimum, you can't have 5 cars.
Hello.
You can't go there and you want the best, the top line casket that, okay, she said the bare minimum. Sometimes that, I'm pretty sure it's just not a box, but it's not, mom going to be buried in the pink and purple and that's all you had. So these things eliminate the argument. So I appreciate you coming to just share that. And if you can just state how they can reach you, I have it up and hopefully they'll see that there's a phone number on here, but I just want to make sure that I'm doing stuff correctly of how to reach the funeral home. Like you said, it don't have to be that they use your funeral services, but you're willing to educate.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Again, you can reach me at 215-474-4000. The name of the company is Distinguished Memorial Chapels, and we are available to you 24 hours of the day, 7 days of the week. We're licensed in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware, and we partner with different providers throughout the country and internationally. If you just want to have a conversation, if you want to do a lunch and a learn, if you want us to bring some insurance agents into your home, if you want us to just do your holographic will, please call me. Let us help you through the process now. So if something does happen, you have an insurance. Like Lady Wright said, we prepare for graduation, we prepare for that big house, we prepare for that car, we prepare for marriage. Death is inevitable, and we should prepare from the moment a person is born that they are going to eventually pass away.
And we are thanking you. Give me one moment here. I'm trying to. Gil, you there? Could you hear me? You got your mute on.
Yes.
Okay. Justine, this is Gail. She usually this is my partner here, but she coming on late. I'm not going to hold you long. We're about finished. She done wrapped it up. She done told us what we need to know. But is there anything you want to ask her before we get out of here?
Well, I am gonna get her information to possibly do training at the church. But did you cover burial plots?
Okay, what would you like to know
What
in
would you know about
specific?
it?
Like, I wanted to know, as far as burial plots, do it go according to who the home choose, or do we do that on our own? Is it in the free plan packages for that? How do I get a family plot? That's the information that I would like to know in regards to that.
Okay, so cemeteries are privately owned and or run,
Okay.
meaning that the funeral home does have contact with them and can arrange it for you. But at the end of the day, their prices is based strictly on the value that they feel that their cemetery is at that time. So you notice a lot of times in Philadelphia, your plot will go up every year, the amount. So say today, if a new grave is 1750, just hypothetically, next year it might be 1850, 1950. So that is a price that we cannot lock in because we don't own the cemetery.
Mhm.
The cemetery is owned privately. However, we can arrange for you to be able to go look at that plot, go look at that space. We can do all the legwork for you, and we can pay them in advance for you so that it can lock in the place that you would like. But say next year or 5 years from now, they've gone up $200,
Mhm.
then the family needs to understand that although you locked it in at 1750, if they go up to $200, we would have to pay that in addition to what you've already paid to them.
Okay. You understand that? You got it?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's included in the funeral home service?
It is. That's
Okay.
included basic funeral director and staff fees that we charge that people get upset about. But that's all included, us planning everything for you. Our job is to hear you and to facilitate it in a way as if you're doing it yourself. We're an extension of what you want.
Okay, I
Got it.
put I put their company up on it. They offer their website. They offer so much. She gave us so much information. I told we want to educate our community, um, and she did that. And they come out. They do. She said luncheons or whatever you need. That she'll come out and talk. So it's available. There's no reason to go through this. They take the whole um, weight off of you. It's all covered by them. So if they can go to the website and just check out their website. They have everything there for you. Um, whatever you need. She left her phone number, um, and we were just so honored to have her to come and sit with us today for our podcast. And Christine, we're gonna let you go because we know that you got other things to do. But thank you so much.
Thank you for
And
having me.
And she even sings at funerals, right?
If I have to, I will jump in. Whatever I need to do. If I need to read, if I need to pray, whatever I need to do.
It's a full service.
Yes.
We have a full service care for it. Okay, Gail, I'm gonna let her go, and we are get back with her. We might have. She said she might have you come out to a church or
Okay.
whatever. And I'm going to pass the word. And
Just let me know. We'll bring the lunch.
He said they're coming. They'll bring a lunch.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go out on just showing the company this Distinguished Memorial Chapels. I was calling it funeral. See, it's good to get the name of the stuff for get places that we just say stuff. The only thing I knew is Justine was in charge. Okay. All right, Gail. We talk to you later. Right. Justine, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. See you later, Lady J.